My name is William Frank Busch Jr. I was born in Chicago Heights, May the 12th, 1926. I've been told by the parents that 2 minutes to 12 almost was born Friday the 13th. There were good times, there were bad times, there were times, stressful times. There was just times.
Yeah.
And you go along with, what they call the multitudinous things of life that happen.
Would
So-
you say that you were particularly closer or more similar to one parent versus the other?
Well, you see, if father was all right, but he's a little more strict. At times, there were times when I didn't care for his strictness. There were times that I didn't understand what he was trying to show me in terms of life, how he wanted me to look at life and all that. My mother was very close to me because she was more encouraging in my development, human development, school and as a person. And so she encouraged me mostly, to go back to school when I dropped out. And, really was very insistent about that. And so that was very, current. But my father was appreciated for his directness. He wasn't ambiguous. You really know what he wanted. He told you that. I appreciate him for that. At times, I didn't.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But as you go along and live, I appreciated that. I get the notion that I want to be a Catholic priest.
Oh, wow.
I went and stayed 2 years in the seminary. I eventually quit and dropped everything and went to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Holy Ghost Fathers and the Immaculate Heart of Mary Seminary. And when I got there, they thought my education was so deficient. It made me feel deficient and at the same time challenged. And I said, well, you saw enough in me to admit me. You teach, but I bet you I'll learn. And so I did. I studied night and day. When other students were reading or going to sleep, I was up studying. And I eventually won the reading, the writing contest, public speaking. I won all kind of awards just by studying at night in the gym when everybody was asleep and all that. I wasn't short story writing, composition, public speaking. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And you know, I'll never will forget it. Never will forget it.
So that particular chapter of your life had a pretty big impact on not only your work ethic, but just...
Yeah, and show me what you can do if you really set your mind to it. You know, what you can do, that you can overcome. And that always was very important in my life. In fact, it was a turning point in my life. So we college students had supervision of the younger boys going to high school. You know, we had supervised them and everything. So I had a group, took a group of it, and I taught them photography. I taught them how to have a camera club, how to develop their own film, and make their own pictures, and then sell the pictures back to the parents who came to visit them on visiting day. So, and how they play junks every day. Put a rubber snake in one bed one night. You know, boys
Boys will be boys.
Yeah, right. And I said, what is a snake in my bed? I was supervising them, you know. And you think about all those little things.
I was going to mention the, you know, you're teaching of all those photography skills to the younger boys. Oh, when we discuss legacy, I think that's a very strong form of legacy, that knowledge you pass down to them, and even maybe a physical form of the photos that they took, and maybe some that you took and they developed and they learned, and probably took that hobby on to a whole nother level after leaving you. And I see that as a very strong form of legacy on your part. So I think that's a tangible, inspiring piece that you really pass down all by yourself.
I mean, this is not just a job. You know, this is an experience that you're trying to create for children or younger people in terms of changing the way you look at the world.
It's
through education.
It's not just separate people holding different positions. It's a collective unit and an experience that...
Yeah, and learning just A plus B, and that's it. Let's learn who you are.
And let's...
what the world is. You know. Just be relaxed. Be relaxed. Change is inevitable. Birth is death. Something's got to die for something to be born. Some habits have to die for new behaviors to be born. You got to die your old behaviors so you live in this married life, you know? As I was telling Sandra, I look around at the people who've been good to me, just like they all learned from them, they've contributed to me. I have no regrets, gripes. I'm happy when people can find some bit of happiness and peace, you know, that's fine, you know.
What do you think will what do you think will live on about you when you're no longer here?
Well, I would like you to be remembered as a decent guy.
You seem pretty decent to me.
Decent guy. He's all right. He had his time, but just like everybody else, get on your nerve at times. Mm-hmm. He's all right. What does it mean to me to live 90 years? Oh, my, I made it 12. 90 years, I don't know. Sometimes it's just, wow, 90 years. Wow, that's something. It's a lot of years. What does it mean, Bill Busch? What does this mean to you? And I look at that sometimes, I say, wow. You don't have anything. You're broke. You're 90 years and you don't have a dime. What do you own? It just starts your car. You don't have. Yeah.
But you have so much more.
Sometimes I think about this. Oh my God! And that, if I look at it from that standpoint, it gets a little depressive. Because I'm thinking in terms of things, the acquisition of things, looking at it from that aspect, it would make me feel like that. But taking it from another aspect, point of view, see, that's not what it's been about, Bill Busch. You're just looking at it from your own point of view. Just think about it. You have participated all these years now. Look at the steps, the imprints that you've made along the way. That's what counts. Don't focus on those transitory things. Sure, those things could have been accomplished, but that's not the way to evaluate. Life is more than that. The fact that you have survived 90 years and your footprints are all over the place. Let's look at that. Look at the people that you made happy. Yeah. Those are things to look at.